Hello, welcome to CLSP Politics. Sean Briscoe speaking. This is, I think, my Thanksgiving show. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We're talking about Minnesota. So, congratulations, Minnesota. You became my Thanksgiving show. It was a random one. I started this over a month ago. Who knew when this was going to land? So, Minnesota, interesting state. Um, I'll be honest. There's two seats here, I think, in a post-Trump era that are absolutely flippable, and it's District 1 and District 8. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of information on what Democrats are running in those seats yet, but I'd like to get into that a little bit. But I think anything that's within 5 points is in play right now, especially any state that has anything to do with um, you know, the North Midwest and the amount of economic challenges they're going through, both in agriculture and with the Canada tariffs. I think it puts it all in play. So, District 1, of course, is 45% Dem, 50% Republican, and District 8 is 45%. It's the same. So, I like both of those to flip if they have the right candidate. And of course, they're going to need the resources to run. And right now, it doesn't look like they've got the resources, but they do have candidates. And sometimes that's the biggest battle. Needless to say, St. Paul is blue, and the surrounding suburbs are also blue. Um, and when you look at where the votes are, which also makes me think 8 is reasonable. I mean, it's just there's just a lot more, cows and people kind of situation. I'm familiar with these kind of districts, but ours in Texas don't look as blue as this does. So this is really an interest. 8 is a really interesting enigma, and 8 and 1 will be 2 I come back to later on. Demographically speaking, we all knew Minnesota was pretty white, but it also has some pockets of minorities as well. So it's an interesting state when it comes to that. Real quick, like and subscribe if you haven't. You can go to my website, clsbpolitics.com. And if you're thinking about running for office, you can drop me a line there. I'm on YouTube, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, and Substack. All right. So this is District 1. This is Brad Finstad. He's the incumbent Republican. He's sitting at $500,000. Jake Johnson is the Democrat running. The math says this is something that could happen. I don't know. I mean, I'm not from there. I'm not on the ground. But, man, 5 points in this coming cycle. If you got enough doors and you had enough presence, you had enough name recognition, talked about the issues that matter, yeah, that's something that could definitely happen. 2 is a seat that a lot of Democrats are going for. They're raising real money. Got Matt Klein and it's Matt versus Matt. Matt Klein and Matt Little, and they've raised about the same amount of money. If you add in Matt Little's debt, it's pretty much neck and neck. You've got 2 Republicans that are also raising 6-digit money, although Eric Pratt obviously self-financed. So yeah, 2 is going to be a dynamic race in both the Republican and Democratic primary for sure. 5 is a Democratic stronghold. Ilhan Omar isn't going anywhere. She's sitting on almost $1 million. This, of course, I like to remind everybody, is September information. We'll get more information in January. Then we've got 6, which is, wow, Tom Emmer. That guy's got money. $4.7 million. Doug Chapman's got his work cut out for him, because 4.7 buys just about every radio station in that district and then some. So that's a hard lift right there. Plus, I mean, it's a 20-point swing. It's a rough gig. 7, again, the Republican incumbent isn't going anywhere. I just don't see that the Democrats will be able to overcome the money difference, plus just the math looks pretty rough at a 20-point gap. It's a hard, again, a very heavy lift. 8. So 8's interesting to me because as we looked before, it's got a bunch of blue stuff in it, right? Stuff we don't normally see in these kind of districts. But the Republicans well financed $8 million, $800 million right now. Probably gonna be over $1 million. Or there 800,000 going to be over $1 million. So the money's going to be there for that Republican. So it's really going to be on which one of these Democrats can bring in some big guns and go in there blazing and move the needle. But I think 8 is a sleeping flip, that if the resources are available and you have the right candidate, this is the right time. This one's definitely something that can happen. That was Minnesota, and happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any friends in Minnesota, feel free to share. All right. I'll talk to all you guys later. Happy Turkey Day.